Tonight, before you close your eyes, I want you to understand something so simple, so natural, that it will feel almost effortless to do, yet it will change the course of your life by the time morning comes. You have been told many times that things take time, that dreams require hard work, that the bigger the desire, the longer you must wait. But tonight you will let go of that story. Tonight you will not struggle, you will not question, you will not measure the clock. You will drift into sleep carrying with you the one thing that guarantees your desire will appear as surely as the sun rises, the feeling of it already being yours. Think for a moment about how you naturally fall asleep. You don't push, you don't force, you don't demand that your body relax. It happens naturally the moment you stop holding tension, the moment you let your mind wander away from the day's concerns. Tonight we are going to use this same effortless letting go to slip into a reality where what you want is already a fact. We are not going to hope it happens by morning. We are not going to try to make it happen by morning. We are going to accept that it already has. There is a vast difference between wanting something and knowing it's yours. Wanting keeps it away. Knowing brings it into your hands. And tonight, as you lay in bed, you will stop wanting. You will stop waiting. You will stop checking whether it is close or far. You will become the version of you who has it now. And you will let that be the last conscious thought you entertain before drifting into the sweet darkness of sleep. When you close your eyes tonight, I want you to imagine something very specific. Don't see the process of getting it. Don't see yourself chasing it. Don't see the in-between steps. Go straight to the moment after it has happened. If you want money, see yourself holding it, spending it, or reading the number in your account and feeling the deep, warm relief wash through you. If you want love, imagine their arms around you, the sound of their voice, the feeling of being wanted completely. If you want success, see yourself already standing in that position, already celebrated, already knowing you have arrived. Do not do this like a daydream that fades. Do it like a memory you are replaying. Make it real to yourself. Hear the sounds, smell the scents, feel the weight of what you are holding, sense the warmth in your chest as you experience it. Keep it so real that you can almost convince yourself you are remembering something from your past, not imagining your future. The mind does not know the difference when you do this with enough conviction, and it will rearrange your world to match. And here is the most important part. As you sink deeper towards sleep, let all effort fade. You will not stay awake straining to hold the scene. You will not repeat affirmations like a machine. You will simply let yourself feel it until you are too tired to continue, and then you will let it carry you away. Because the magic happens not when you force, but when you surrender. Sleep is the bridge between the seen and the unseen. When you fall asleep in possession of the feeling, the unseen world receives it as an order, and by morning, the path will have been cleared for it to appear. You might think this sounds too simple. You might wonder, how can something happen so fast? But let me tell you, the speed of your manifestation is not determined by the size of the desire, but by the depth of your acceptance. If you truly believe you already have it, if you truly sink into that state tonight, it can be yours in hours. You have done this before without realizing it. Gone to bed in excitement and woken to news that matched your mood. You have gone to bed in dread and woken to find your fears confirmed. Tonight you will use this same law with intention. Do not allow doubt to come between you and your vision tonight. If the thought creeps in, but what if it doesn't happen? Gently smile at it, the way you would at a child who hasn't yet learned how the world works, and return to your scene. You are not asking anyone for permission. You are not negotiating with circumstances. You are stepping into the role of the person who already lives the life you want. This is not a request. It is a claiming. You see, sleep is not just rest for the body. It is the moment the mind becomes most receptive to the truth you give it. When you are drifting in that quiet state, you are impressing the deepest part of yourself, the part that writes the script of your waking life. And this part does not care if what you show it is real in the eyes of the world. It only knows what you feed it. Feed it your desire as a living fact, and it will go to work bringing it into being. I want you to imagine now, just for a moment, waking up tomorrow morning. Your eyes open slowly. You stretch. You smile because you remember the feeling you fell asleep with. And then, as if on cue, you check your messages, or your email, or you step outside your door, and there it is. The proof, the call you've been waiting for, the payment you needed, the words you've longed to hear, the opportunity you thought might take months arrives in a matter of hours. And you are not surprised, because you already lived it last night. This is how it works. The outer world is a reflection of your inner state. It cannot resist a feeling you hold as true. It cannot delay a state that you occupy fully. By tonight, you will not merely be a person who wants something. You will be the person who has it. And the outer world will rush to match you. Do not think of this as a trick or a shortcut. This is not magic in the way people imagine it. It is simply the law of life. When you become it, you receive it. When you claim it, you see it. And when you do it in the state of sleep, you bypass all the resistance of the waking mind. You slip directly into the place where the unseen becomes seen. So tonight, prepare yourself. As you lie down, do not bring with you the worries of the day. Let them go as you would let go of heavy bags at the door. You do not need them where you are going. You are stepping into the world within, the world that shapes the one without. As you close your eyes, gently breathe, and let your body soften. Then, with a light heart, enter the moment you've been dreaming of. Feel it until it feels more real than the room you're lying in. Let it be the last thing you know before sleep takes you. And when morning comes, do not rush to see if it worked. Live as though it has. Let the day unfold in the certainty that you are now aligned with what you want. And watch how life responds. Swiftly, naturally, inevitably. Because by the time the sun rises, the seed you planted tonight will have taken root. And in your waking world, it will break through the soil, just as you always knew it would. Tonight, as you prepare to sleep, I want you to remember that your mind is the architect of every circumstance you experience. The bed you lie on, the clothes you wear, the phone beside you, the walls around you. Every one of these things existed first in the unseen, in someone's mind, before they appeared in physical form. This is not a new process. This is not a foreign idea to you. You have been manifesting your entire life, though perhaps without knowing you were doing it. The difference now is that you are going to do it deliberately, with precision, and with a calm certainty that leaves no room for delay. Lying there in the dark, you will become a quiet director of your inner theater. You will choose one scene, not many, not scattered fragments, but one clear, living moment. And you will step into it as the central character. Do not look at yourself from the outside. Be in your body. If you are imagining wealth, feel your fingers brushing crisp bills. Feel the coolness of a sleek new credit card. Feel the texture of the paper as you open a letter confirming a large deposit. If you are imagining love, do not see yourself from afar. Feel the heat of their palm in yours, the softness of their breath on your cheek, the way your chest rises in contentment. If you are imagining success, hear the applause in your ears. Feel the microphone in your hand. Feel the weight of the award or the handshake that seals the deal. You must be inside the moment, as if you are living it now. As you linger in this inner scene, notice how your body responds. A warmth will spread in your chest. Your breathing will change. Perhaps a smile will form without effort. This is the sign you are entering the state where your desire already exists. This is the state you must carry with you into sleep. You are not bargaining with reality. You are not trying to push anything into existence. You are simply accepting that this is your truth, and you are allowing it to settle into the deepest part of you. You will notice that the more you do this, the easier it becomes. At first, your mind may try to drag you back into the facts of the day. It may remind you of your bank account, your current circumstances, your past disappointments. But you are not here to argue with those things. You are not here to analyze how it will happen. You are here to dwell in the end. The end is the moment after it is done. The end is the scene that proves it is already yours. That is the only place your attention needs to rest. Here is the beautiful truth. The moment you accept the end as real, the middle takes care of itself. All the details you used to obsess over will fall into place without your effort. You will meet the right person. You will receive the right message. You will have the sudden idea that leads to the exact outcome. But none of this is your job to figure out before bed. Your only task tonight is to feel the end so deeply that your mind no longer questions whether it has happened. The way to make this real is not through strained effort, but through natural feeling. Think about times in your life when you received good news unexpectedly. Remember how it felt in your body, the rush of joy, the lightness in your head, the sudden burst of energy. You didn't create those feelings by force. They rose naturally from your belief in the moment. Tonight you will summon that same sensation by acting as though your desire is the good news you've just received. Feel it as you drift towards sleep, and let it carry you into dreams. You may find that as you are falling asleep, your mind wants to wander. Let it, but gently guide it back to your chosen scene. You are not holding it like a tightrope walker fearing a fall. You are resting in it like a comfortable chair. If it slips away for a moment, bring it back with ease. The key is not rigidity, but persistence. Each time you return to the scene, you are deepening its roots in your subconscious. As you sink deeper into relaxation, the images will become more vivid. You may hear voices in the scene. You may feel the temperature of the room in your imagination. You may sense colors and shapes that feel more alive than anything you saw that day. This is the moment when the inner world begins to overwrite the outer one. The feeling of possession becomes the feeling of truth. And in that state, you are rewriting your future. Do not underestimate what can happen in this quiet moment before sleep. Great fortunes have been born here. Lifelong loves have been secured here. Entire careers have shifted in the space of one night because someone dared to believe their dream was already real as they drifted into unconsciousness. You are not hoping. You are not waiting. You are living it now in the only place that matters, within. Your senses may play tricks on you in this state. You may feel as if your bed has vanished and you are standing in another place entirely. You may feel as if the touch of a hand, the weight of a key, the sound of a familiar voice is physically present. This is not fantasy. This is alignment. When your inner senses become as alive as your outer senses, reality bends to accommodate them. You are no longer imagining. You are experiencing. As the body begins to drift, the conscious mind loosens its grip. The rational thoughts, the doubts, the concerns fade into the background. You are no longer weighing possibilities. You are inhabiting certainty. This is when the seed is planted most deeply. The subconscious receives it as fact, and from that moment on, it works tirelessly, effortlessly, invisibly to make it appear in the physical world. It may feel strange at first to go to sleep in a state of joy for something you cannot yet see with your eyes. But that is only because you have been trained to react to life instead of creating it. Tonight, you will reverse that habit. You will create the feeling first, and life will have no choice but to follow. You may wonder what to do if you wake in the middle of the night. The answer is simple. Return to the scene. Feel it again. Let it comfort you. Let it be the pillow you rest on. Each time you enter that state, you are reinforcing it, making it stronger, making it more certain. By morning, you will have spent hours in the world where your desire is real, and the waking world will reflect that. You might notice subtle signs when you rise, a message, a shift in energy, a coincidence too perfect to be random. Do not dismiss these. They are the early signs that your inner state is being mirrored back to you. Welcome them. Expect them. They are proof that the process has already begun, and once begun, it cannot be stopped. The more vividly you feel it tonight, the faster it will appear. Not because speed matters, but because you have eliminated the gap between wanting and having. There is no distance for reality to cross when you are already living in the end. You have collapsed the future into the now as you breathe softly in the dark, your body growing heavier, your thoughts growing quieter. Remember that this is the most natural thing in the world. You are not forcing anything. You are simply choosing the reality you prefer and letting it be the last thing you know before sleep takes you. The world will rearrange itself while you rest, because that is its nature, to reflect what you hold to be true. As you continue to lie there, letting your body sink deeper into comfort, notice how the tension you may have carried all day begins to dissolve. Your shoulders release, your hands loosen, your breath slows into a steady rhythm. Every part of you is preparing to cross into the space where thought becomes substance, where the inner image hardens into fact. You do not have to chase it, you do not have to plead for it. You simply have to be it. The room around you may feel quieter now, as if the world is stepping back to give you space. In this stillness, the scene you hold becomes more alive. If it is money you want, perhaps you now hear the crisp flutter of bills being counted, or the cheerful notification of a deposit hitting your account. If it is love, Maybe you hear the subtle murmur of a voice speaking your name in that way only they do, or the faint sound of laughter shared in a private moment. If it is a goal, perhaps you hear the echoes of a crowd, the sound of a door opening to an opportunity, the clink of glasses in celebration. The more you allow these details to surface, the richer and more convincing your inner world becomes. You begin to forget where you are physically and instead live fully in the place you have chosen. This is not pretending. This is claiming. You are not hoping it might happen. You are remembering it as though it has already happened. This shift in perspective is the entire key. Your heart responds to this reality even before the outer world catches up. You may feel a warmth in your chest, a soft excitement in your stomach, a lightness in your mind. Your body is reacting because it believes this is real. And when the body believes, the subconscious accepts it without resistance. That is why tonight, before sleep, is the most powerful time to plant this seed. You are bypassing the noise of the day, stepping past all the arguments of reason, and going straight to the source that creates every experience you have ever known. If a thought rises up that questions this, if it whispers, "But what if it doesn't come?" Smile at it and let it pass. It is only the echo of the old self, the version of you that used to wait and wonder. That self no longer has any authority over you. Tonight you are in command, and your command is simple. This is already mine. Do not concern yourself with how. The how is not your business. The moment you try to dictate every detail of the path, you step back into the small, limited self who doubts. Instead, remain in the feeling of the end. The how will emerge on its own, flowing naturally, as if it had been prepared for you long before you thought to ask. As your breathing deepens, your thoughts may grow hazy, but keep the feeling alive even if the image fades. You do not need to see it perfectly at all times. It is the emotional certainty that matters most. Let that certainty be your final conscious act before you slip into the currents of sleep. Your subconscious will cradle it all night, and in that quiet work, it will weave the circumstances that match it exactly. You are in this moment, sowing seeds in the most fertile soil you will ever have access to. And unlike seeds in the earth, which take days or weeks to sprout, the seeds planted in your inner world can blossom in hours. They do not wait for seasons or weather, they wait only for your acceptance. And tonight you have given that acceptance completely. Somewhere, right now, the chain of events that will deliver this to you is being set in motion. People you have never met are making decisions that will align perfectly with your desire. Conversations are happening you are not yet aware of. Circumstances are moving into place. The outer world is bending to match the inner truth you have established. You may notice, even before sleep fully takes you, that you feel a quiet knowing, not a desperate hope, but a deep calm certainty. This is the true state of having. It does not cling. It does not grasp. It simply rests in the awareness that what is desired is already here. Let your body grow heavier. Let your mind grow softer. If the scene returns, welcome it. If it fades, rest in the feeling alone. You are not losing it. It is sinking deeper beyond the surface mind, into the place where reality is shaped. And as you hover in that gentle space between waking and sleep, the bridge where everything is possible, know that you are now living in the world where this is done. The old world, the one where it was missing, cannot follow you here. You have stepped into the after. You have made it true, and truth once claimed cannot be denied. Now your awareness begins to drift, as if you are standing at the shoreline between two worlds, the familiar world you see with your waking eyes, and the new one that has already been formed in your inner vision. It is here, in this twilight space, that the lines between the two begin to blur. You are no longer holding your desire at a distance. You are walking within it, touching it, feeling it, letting it surround you until it becomes the only reality you know. Perhaps you feel the texture of something in your hands, the cool, smooth surface of a key that opens the door to your new home, the soft fabric of clothes you once only dreamed of owning, the crisp edges of documents confirming the news you longed for. You hold them naturally, as if they have been yours all along. You do not marvel at them, you simply enjoy them, because they belong to you now. Listen closely in this state. The inner world has its own sounds. You may hear the faint hum of a car you now own, the familiar footsteps of someone you love, walking toward you, the applause that follows your greatest achievement. Let these sounds wrap around you. Let them be so present that they eclipse every other noise. Your senses, though physical, are now tuned entirely to this reality. Your breathing is slow and unhurried, as if there is no urgency left in you. And there isn't, because urgency belongs to those who are still chasing. You have nothing to chase. You are already standing in the place where it is done. This feeling of completion is your signal to the universe, your silent declaration that you have shifted. If at any point you notice your mind slipping into old patterns, calculating, questioning, measuring time, simply let those thoughts dissolve like mist in sunlight. Replace them with the softness of your chosen moment. If you were holding someone's hand, return to the warmth of their skin. If you were hearing a voice, let it speak again. If you were touching an object, feel its weight return to your grasp. This is your anchor. This is what keeps you in the state of the wish fulfilled. As the outer world fades, you may notice a strange lightness, as if the very air in this inner place is easier to breathe. The burdens you have carried all day are nowhere to be found here. There is no someday in this place, no distance between you and your desire. Everything is immediate. Everything is present. You can let yourself linger in this space as long as you like, because there is no effort in it. You are not building something piece by piece. You are stepping into something whole, something finished, something that has been waiting for you to claim it. Every time you feel the scene is real, you are locking it into place. And once it is locked within, the world without must mirror it back to you. You are breathing this truth into every cell of your body. It is not just an image in your mind, it is a state in which your entire being now rests. And when you live in a state long enough, even for a few moments before sleep, the waking world begins to conform to it without resistance. The more you allow yourself to feel this, the more natural it becomes. Soon you will not have to summon the image at all. It will rise in you the way a memory rises when you think of a dear friend. It will feel like something you have already lived. Because in this inner dimension you have, and what you have lived within, you must live without. This is the quiet certainty that replaces all the noise of doubt. This is the deep knowing that allows you to drift into sleep without clinging, without looking over your shoulder for signs, without needing reassurance. You do not check on the seed you plant every hour to see if it has sprouted. You trust it is growing. In the same way, you will let this feeling sink into the soil of your subconscious tonight, trusting it to grow into the very scene you are living now in your imagination. The edges of your vision blur as your mind releases the waking world entirely. You are now floating in the reality of your choice, unbound by the limitations of time, distance, or circumstance. Everything you need is already here, and you can feel its presence as tangibly as you feel the fabric of your sheets or the rhythm of your breath. Stay here a little longer. Let the sounds, the textures, the emotions deepen until they are undeniable. You are not trying to convince yourself. You are allowing yourself to remember. This is your home now, this scene, this state. You belong here, and because you belong here within, it must become your home without. You might notice a soft smile forming without your command. That is the body's response to the truth you are inhabiting. Joy does not wait for proof. Joy flows when you are aligned with what you have claimed. The body always knows when the mind has shifted. As your thoughts begin to dissolve into the vast quiet, the feeling remains. It is the last thing you know before the waves of sleep pull you under, carrying with them the reality you have planted so deeply that nothing can remove it. Your breathing becomes the gentle rhythm that keeps you anchored in this inner world. Each inhale seems to draw more of it into you, and each exhale seems to dissolve any trace of the old reality you once believed in. The bed beneath you feels lighter now, almost as though it is floating, carrying you deeper into the place where nothing is missing, where everything you've chosen is already yours. The details of your scene remain vivid. Perhaps you can still feel the texture beneath your fingertips, the cool metal of a key, the soft leather of a wallet filled to the brim, the delicate fabric of clothes that once felt out of reach. Or maybe it's the sensation of being embraced, the weight of someone's arms holding you close, the warmth that radiates between two hearts that already belong to one another. Whatever your chosen moment is, Let it stay real. Let it breathe with you. In this space, there is no countdown, no waiting period, no obstacle that needs to be removed. There is only this moment, whole and complete, and you are living in it. If the mind tries to wander, you bring it back here gently, like guiding a child back to a safe and familiar room. You are in control, but without strain, without force. This is not work. This is surrender into the reality you have decided is yours. You notice how natural it begins to feel. The more you stay here, the less it feels like imagination and the more it feels like recognition. Recognition of something that was always meant to be, something that has always existed, waiting for you to align with it. You begin to feel as though you have simply stepped back into a chapter of your life that had already been written, a chapter where this desire was already fulfilled. And the body responds to this recognition. Your muscles loosen as though they've been carrying weight for years and have finally set it down. Your heartbeat is calm but steady, as if it's keeping time with the truth it now knows. Even your mind feels softer, the edges rounded, the thoughts less sharp. You have nothing to fight against here, nothing to resist. The scene plays in your awareness, not like a movie you are watching, but like life you are living. If there are voices, they speak directly to you. If there are objects, they are in your hands. If there is a place, you feel the floor beneath your feet. You don't have to try to hold it, it holds you. This is the moment you will let carry you into sleep. It is here, in this overlap between waking and dreaming, that your subconscious takes over completely. And it is here that every image, every feeling, every sound is absorbed as truth. Not a possibility, not a hope, but truth. The subconscious does not filter or doubt in this state. It simply accepts, and once it accepts, the outer world must rearrange to reflect it. There's a sense of inevitability now, as if nothing could possibly prevent this from taking form. That feeling, that quiet inevitability, is what locks the state in place. You could release it now, and it would still grow. Just as a seed continues to grow even when you're not thinking about it. Your breath grows slower still, the edges of the waking world slipping further away. Time feels less like a straight line and more like a soft, endless present moment. You are not aware of yesterday or tomorrow, only now. And in this now, you already have what you desire. There is nothing missing, nothing incomplete, nothing left to fix. Every time your awareness drifts deeper, it is as though you are sinking further into the soil of this new reality, letting it root itself completely. The world outside of this moment has already begun to change, though you cannot yet see it. The change is certain, and it is already in motion. You can feel the shift inside you. It is subtle but undeniable, like a door that has clicked shut behind you. You are no longer in the place where you were wanting. You are in the place where it is done. That door does not reopen. You do not go back. You are here now, and this here is everything you ever wanted. The sensations remain with you as your mind softens into the formlessness of sleep. You are carried forward, not by effort, but by the gentle pull of the reality you've chosen. There is no need to control the journey. You have already arrived within, and that is enough to call it forth without. The weight of your eyelids grows heavier, and yet the world you've entered within becomes brighter, more tangible, more alive. The more your body relaxes, the more the details of this chosen reality sharpen. If you reach out your hand in this inner place, you can feel the exact shape of what you hold. If you listen closely, you can hear the specific tones of the voices that surround you. Even the air has its own texture. Perhaps warmer, perhaps carrying a faint scent that belongs only to this moment. Your breathing moves in perfect harmony with this vision. Each inhale draws you deeper into the feeling of having, and each exhale seems to dissolve any last shadow of doubt. You are not building this from scratch. You are stepping fully into something already complete. It does not require your effort to keep it alive. You simply inhabit it the way you inhabit your body, without having to think about how. Notice the way your emotions adjust themselves to match this reality. The kind of tension that comes from waiting is gone. There's no leaning forward, no sense of reaching. Everything is level, even certain. You are sitting in the very center of what you have claimed. The peace that comes with this is not the peace of giving up. It is the peace of being finished. You can look around in your inner world and see it from different angles now. The moment is not fragile, it is solid. You could walk through the space, touch other things, speak to other people in this scene. It is not an image you are straining to hold in place. It is an environment that holds you. That is how you know you have entered the state fully. If you wanted, you could even shift small details. Not because you need to, but because you can. That sense of freedom is the mark of someone who knows they are in control of the inner story. And when you are in control of the inner story, the outer one cannot help but follow. Your body, meanwhile, continues its gentle descent into deeper rest. The muscles around your neck and shoulders have completely released. The weight of your arms and legs is heavier, pulling you further into stillness. Your breath is so quiet now that you could almost forget it's happening, and yet it flows without effort, carrying with it the feeling of completion you have chosen. You may notice that the more you drift, the less separation there is between your inner and outer senses. A sound you hear in the room might blend with the sound of your chosen scene until you no longer care which is which. A shift in the air might feel like part of the reality you've stepped into. This merging is the sign that you are already bringing the two into alignment. There's a soft hum in your awareness now, not an actual sound, but a kind of steady vibration that seems to come from knowing. This is the quiet pulse of certainty. The deep recognition that what you've experienced inside has already been received. You are not waiting for confirmation. The confirmation is here, in the feeling, and that is enough. You do not need to measure the time. You do not need to remember what came before. You are only here, and here is exactly where you want it to be. You can let yourself sink further, knowing that each moment you remain in this state is another layer of reinforcement. The roots are already deep enough to grow without your conscious tending. Your mind is softer now. Thoughts no longer forming as sentences, but as impressions, images, sensations. The old reality is a faint blur somewhere far behind you, without pull or weight. The only weight you feel now is the comforting heaviness of your body, the kind that comes just before you surrender fully to sleep. Even as you begin to drift beyond the edge of conscious thought, the state remains. It is locked into your being now, held not by your waking mind, but by something deeper. Something that never sleeps. So tonight, when you close your eyes and feel the weight of the day dissolve, remember that you are holding the pen that writes your tomorrow. The scene you choose to rest upon will breathe itself into life by the quiet, unseen currents of creation. Do not drift into sleep burdened by doubt or tangled in the weeds of how. Fall asleep already full, already blessed, already living the reality you desire. Let your inner world be the soil, rich and ready, and plant only the seeds you wish to harvest. Trust the invisible work that unfolds while you rest, knowing that by the time your eyes open again, the path has shifted, the pieces have moved, and life has conspired in your favor. Sleep as the one who already has it, and watch the morning greet you with proof.